Despite the price of ICP not doing the best as of right now, which I'll talk about later, however, I first want to talk about an aspect which I find to be pretty interesting. However, nothing I say is financial advice, and it's actually regarding something called Caffeine AI, a self-writing apps platform, because it's arguably, I think, the biggest thing that's kind of happened surrounding the internet computer so far, as of late. However, even besides that, Caffeine AI recently made a post, and it was a quote, right? They were quoting someone, and they said how in this quote, how you can test your own idea really, really quickly. I remember back in my software engineering days where this would take weeks. Now, again, this is a quote. However, I think this kind of highlights maybe the efficiency of something like Caffeine AI. I think it showcases, to a certain extent, maybe I think how revolutionary it is. Is it the best thing of all time? Absolutely not. But I still think it's pretty cool nonetheless, especially considering how a lot of other projects out there, sure, they may be bigger than the internet computer, sure, they may be more popular, but I just kind of feel like the team doesn't really infuse a lot of substance into the project because a lot of them just don't really care. But I just like this effort when it comes to Dfinity. However, of course, it can't be denied that ICP is just not doing the best. It's around 38 times lower than $100. But here's the thing. People like to say, oh, this happened because Caffeine AI flopped. But I hypothetically disagree with that personally because during a time when altcoins are not doing the best, what happens? Usually developers, they typically just don't want to launch things, right? A lot of developers out there, if they see the sentiment going downwards, they don't want to do anything in terms of launching something new. Typically, at least from what I can observe in a lot of cases. So if I take a look at Caffeine AI, of course, right, it's not going to be the most popular as of right now because why would a developer typically want to launch something when the space isn't doing the best? It just doesn't logically make sense in some cases. However, I think with the launch of Caffeine AI not really aligning well with the altcoin space, I think that kind of showcases something about Dfinity. I think it showcases that, first of all, they don't really care about the sentiment in a sense where they want to wait for it to be perfect before they launch something. It feels like they have this vibe where if they want to improve, they're just going to improve regardless, which I do like because I think it could hypothetically reflect pretty positively upon it if there is an altcoin season, maybe later. We'll have to wait and see. Also on top of that, I think by launching it quite recently when it comes to Caffeine AI, it allows them to kind of work out all the problems. It kind of allows them to kind of fix things if there is even any. So then later on, if there is hypothetically an altcoin season or the sentiment just changes overall and developers start entering back in and start wanting to launch things, basically, Caffeine AI at that point would be a little bit more polished, right? It's going to be a little bit more equipped, I think, or better equipped, I should say, to kind of handle that amount of volume. Whereas if they launched it at a time when there was an altcoin season, maybe it could have been different, right? Maybe a lot of developers try to use it, and who knows if there are some hypothetical issues. It just won't be good. It won't be a good vibe. It won't set a good impression, basically. However, I like how it kind of launched it, not necessarily aligning well with the altcoin space, which I think actually gave it more time to improve. So I don't know why that's such a bad thing after all. However, also on top of that, people like to tell me, well, what happens if ICP goes lower? Now, personally for me, because I'm not looking to exit, this is not necessarily a concern for me either because my time horizon here is maybe years. This is my mindset from the beginning anyways. I wasn't even thinking about like, oh, what's going to happen in a couple of days or a couple of weeks. That wasn't my mindset to begin with in the first place. So it's not like this is a major concern for me. Sure, things are going down, but I just don't want to leave because I don't want to realize all of that, basically. I just don't want to lock it all in. This is not my vibe. I don't want to ride the roller coaster all the way down and just leave like that because who knows, sometimes roller coasters, they could go in the opposite direction. Who knows if there's a recovery. However, this is a only time will tell type of scenario. I'm not telling anyone to do anything. However, because I'm dollar cost averaging once a month, it's not like I'm necessarily worried every single day what happens. Again, all I'm caring about is what could something maybe do later on, if there is maybe hypothetically an altcoin season. So this is why I just like to keep it consistent. I'm not trying to find the perfect moment, so to speak. What I'm more focused on is keeping myself consistent and just staying put, basically, with the projects that I do believe in. However, again, I don't have to believe in ICP. I'm just voluntarily doing it. But if I like the fundamentals and if I like the aspects of it, I just don't know why I'd give up as of right now. it's like, for instance, right? Me giving up when a time is basically, like, let's say, not showcasing the best sentiment, and also at a time when a lot of people are leaving anyways, it just doesn't make much sense to me, because if I'm leaving when things are down here, why would I do that? And then what, I start believing again when things are up here? No, I'm not going to do that. Personally, this is my mindset. So I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a very nice day. It's Willie the Captain, and I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.